father messed with me in a way that a father should not mess with his daughter.
Baba we tiyamugalaba ya tiyamufaako ngo baba bwe yandebera afa ku baana be.
And that changed my life for a while. You see, my father wasn't the father that every child should have. That stands at the head of the family and gives security to the wife and the children. They used to hit my mother. And when I was 13, my mother had a mental breakdown. And she spent some time in an institution. Now, when I was 13, I was bolshy. Do you know that word? Bolshy? Bossy? Bossy?
Yali n'emyaka 13 aya ekigambo ekyo kyenda kukivuunula.
There was no way I was going to let a man treat me like I'd seen my father treat me.
Ng'azira ngeri yonna yajja kuyikiriza musaada kwidda kubanga amubisa nga baba bwe yabisa maama we.
But guess what?
Naye teebereza.
I was looking for love.
Yali ng'anoonya mukwano aye ng'atayikiriza musaada ajja kumubisa nga maama we kodi yajja mutolaga.
And they did treat me.
Era nga tibamubisa bulungi.
They did treat me in that same way.
Era tibamubisa bulungi mu ngeri eyo.
I decided that punching on the nose and throwing them over my shoulder was not a good way to find my Prince Charming. But I found a few toads along the way who didn't want to treat me like a princess. But they were a bit of a charmer and said all the nice words that made you think they loved you. This is the one. We're going to live happily ever after. We're going to ride off into the sunset on a white horse. He's going to look after me. And then he used me and disappeared. He rode off the other direction. When you live from belonging to Christ and the authority that gives you, you start to operate as a king's kid. Now, when a king comes into our presence, we respect his authority. Even if it's not our king. We respect the authority that his position holds. And if you are a child in the king's household, then you have privileges. You can get food out of the cupboard. You can sit down on the couch. And put the TV on. You can hook into the Wi-Fi. You've got privileges in the house. scriptures in this book.
Tusobola okugema ebyawandiiko byonna twabyogera mu kitabo kino ekya Bayibuli.
We can underline and highlight pages.
Tusobola okusalaku oba okubigenya nga ku mpapula.
We can highlight on top of the highlights.
Tusobola okuba nga tubiramba era nga birambe.
I'm a bit guilty of that. But unless that word is in our hearts,
nti ebigambo tutabiramba bulambe mu Bayibuli biteekwa kuba mu mitima gyaife.
And those are the words that come out of our mouths, the scriptures.
Ebyo n'ebigambo ebinaava mu minwa gyaife ebyawandiikibwa.
And not just because we learned that one that says, my God supplies all my needs.
Nga titubyeze bweze nti Katonda yaife ajja kugabirira ebyetaago byaife.
But that we truly understand
naye nga tutegeera ekyawandiikibwa ekyo
and believe
twakiikiriza
that He will do that.
nti ajja kukikola.
Until that gets into our hearts,
nti nga ekyo tekiridde mu mitima gyaife,
we can talk until we're blue in the face.
nti tusobola okwogera twayogera twakyuka n'ifeesi.
Do you understand that, friends? Does that mean the same here? Talk until the cows come home?
But we have it in different way.
Different way?
Yes.
Talk until the tongue's tired?
Nti okwogera paka enduba yagwa. So bano bakyogere wa mu Luzungu, ife ne tukikwasa mu Lusoga wa mu Luganda. Nti niwo nayogera enduba okugwa.
It has to get rooted in our minds.
Kiteekwa okuba mu bwongo bwo. Niwo nayogera enduba okugwa. Tikijja kukyuka, oteekwa kutamu ki mu bwongo.
Paul talks about repentance.
Pawulo ayogera ku kwenenya.
And we pick that word up in our westernized culture.